Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 2021 fantasy football season. I'm Sam. Here's our first podcast of the season. As always, I'm with Rob. Rob, how's it going, sir?
Doing well, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm not panicking after the first a week, but you know,
I've already given up all hope, Sam.
just week one. Let's just give up. You know.
Yeah.
But great. Hey, this year we have a new format. We won't spend too long on the scores this time. So I am going to go ahead and let Rob take it away.
All right, Sam. I'd just like to begin by saying, if you were to look at the week one results, you and I are the just about the least qualified people to sit here and talk about other people's fantasy performances. As year 111 made my 76 look really bad. So other than that, away we go. So yes. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to do this all in like 3 minutes. I'm going to tear through these games. So I guarantee you the first week or two it's going to suck, but I'm going to hit a rhythm right after that. Then we're going to go into some studs and puds. We're going to find the start of the week, the sit of the week, and then we're going to roll on over to the team of the week. You can ask me a quick Q&A, and we're going to get out of here in about 10 to 15 minutes because we're all busy people as we're sitting around waiting for COVID to end. You ready, Sam?
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right, coming up, first game on my list, just going order as they come down. We got the Autumn Wind getting off the snide against the High Rollers, 145-139. Wither Antonio Brown, High Rollers leaves them on the pine. Autumn Wind comes right on through with the never-dying Tom Brady. Overcomes the Derrick Henry disaster and rolls right on through 145-139. Rolling on down to the next game, we got us a one-point disaster here. Belichick mate, who I understand was kicking and screaming on Monday night when he forgot that we changed the rules over to where we no longer take away points for the teams blowing games. Baltimore Ravens survived in one of the dumber games of the year. New Denver, great game. Jalen Hurts, I gave you shit. He showed me up. I think we're at a 40-point difference on that one. Tyreek Hill's unstoppable. 147 comes out on the bad side of it. Belichick comes in at 148, 147. Ninja Assassin, the second lowest score of the week. Not much to say here. I guess we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers sucking there, but you actually had Aaron Rodgers and Zeke Elliott rolling. Nice starting combo there, Sam. Degenerate bastards kind of rolled out of bed, threw it out there, got, I think, 90 points out of his wide receivers. Super simple, not a hard win. Not much to say there. El Oso Verde coming up shy with the 160. I doubt that holds as the bad beat of the year, but you never know. Savs continues his master upon the league. We were talking to him on draft night. The Mahomes is completely out of character for him coming out number 2, but Mahomes just has another ho-hum game as the highest scoring player of the week. I think we'll hear about him a little later. It was a very great performance. Not really much to complain about there. You don't start DeAndre Swift over these guys, over the Clydesdale in those games, but came up short. Better things to come. Rolling on over down to the next conference, Wolfpack, 148, straight LA Kings, 160. Dak Prescott coming off knee surgery. Jameis Winston, the oddest draft choice ever because, he could have gotten his last pick. Makes Wolfpack look pretty good. Derrick Henry, James Robinson causes yawns across the league. Straight LA rolling right along. Dak Prescott, he still employs Kirk Cousins, though, but for how long? Moving on down to the Super Flukies, defending champions, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. This team's as old as Mark is, but my God, that looks pretty good this particular week here. Antonio Brown finding the fountain of youth, Adam Thielen, who I think I passed over at least 6 times in my draft, was one of the better wide receivers this week. Kelly Bulldogs. The son is like Fresno legend already, blowing it up. So it's all gravy after that, even if you are losing to Mr. Revis there in that game. Lamar Jackson, odd game. I don't know if the idea of having a throw more is going to really pay off. And then again, how long are they going to keep that up? Pete Muppets getting off the snide, 169, 136. Pretty pedestrian performance out of the Hart Foundation there. We're going to talk about a curious non-start in that game a little bit later. Might be the non-start of the week even. Ooh, foreshadowing. Pete Muppets rolling right along. Best name team ever, I'd like to thank myself. Matt Stafford, Russell Wilson, I like it. Wilson, you got till week 7 before he turns back into a pumpkin rolling along. Mike Evans nowhere to be found. Next week he puts up 50. And finally, the Gang Green embarrasses himself on draft night, rolls in with I didn't know it was actually possible to draft the entire all week one bus team, but I managed to do it. Kudos to me. Bag of the bat. Glad to not have to play him again this year. Simple, took the bag and the bat to my head ball game, and I think that's it, Sam.
That was good. That was great.
All right. It's a lot of talking.
That was great. Hey, we flew through there, got straight to the point. Jeez.
Better than I thought I'd do.
Yeah, no.
Wait till I perfect it, gentlemen. All right, moving on, Sam.
Moving on. You want to talk about the studs and the puds?
Stud of the week, baby. Here we roll. Stud of the week, Sam. This is going to be a pretty quarterback-centric version on the stud side. I mean, who else is the stud of the week except for there was one quarterback laying on the ground pounding his hands into it while he was like, I was trying to throw the ball away. I came to be serious today. And then he was weeping on the sideline. And there's another quarterback that was just walking on the field victorious again and was the high scorer the entire week. Who would that be, Sam?
That would be Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, the Patrick Mahomes, stud of the week. Any argument there?
Nope, for sure. But I like to throw in Kyle Murphy too. Kyle Murray too. But
I got two more here. Kyler Murray, that one, absolutely. I mean, dude, what I was thinking about when I was watching that game is here's Tennessee, who thought they were done playing DeAndre Hopkins last year, and he goes off. But my Lord, if Kyler Murray, who's really turned into a nice quarterback, if he wasn't doing his just absolute best Deshaun Watson to the Tennessee Titans, they're just just starstruck out there. That was a great performance. Let's see. I thought he was pretty good all last year. The wide receivers kind of went a little quiet on that team. So I think everybody they're an afterthought in the NFC West. But that kid is, he's only, about 5'11" or something? But
if that, yes.
Oh, I know. Well, if he was 6'5", he'd be Deshaun Watson. Then again, Deshaun Watson is not playing this year. So, fantastic performance out of him. And then, Sam, I got to throw some love Todd's way here. We got to go Jameis Winston. I mean, 149 yards and 5 touchdowns, right? Come on.
That was his recipe last year too, and in college too. You know what I mean?
But he throws okay, great. First of all, Jameis Winston's never thrown 5 touchdowns in his life. Okay, so maybe he did in college, but who cares about college football? Okay. Second of all, he hasn't. Usually if he's going to throw 5 touchdowns, we're talking in 2-3 weeks, and we've got about 8 interceptions that accompany it. But that is a record, man. They said that it was the least amount of yards ever thrown for a guy to get 5 touchdowns. Now that's what you call. I want that job to where you're just digging through the stats. I mean, you're just sitting there all night long, filtering your spreadsheet. Imagine when you used to have to go and look that shit up in the almanac. So you got a stack of them on the wall. So I'd say those were the studs of the week. What do you think, Sam? Anybody else?
Totally agree. No, those are our top 3.
Yep. And now the puds of the week. This was, man. I mean, I had to kind of, also Tom Brady just missed the list. Okay, so Tom Brady owners.
Tom Brady.
Nobody likes Tom Brady. If you could see my sheet, his name literally is scratched out on it. He just didn't quite get to that level.
No. I do like Dak Prescott also because of what happened to him last year.
Absolutely.
And then how he performed this week. So big ups to him.
Yeah, but he lost.
He lost.
He had 40, which is, I'm about to say he only had 40. I mean, that would have been 4/7 of my team. So scoring, I wish I had Dak Prescott, but pardon me there. But yeah, I looked at him. He just came with a little bit of 40. So those are some honorable mentions, no question. Let's move on to the puds of the week.
Puds.
Who's the pud of the week, Sam?
I think you and I will both agree that one of them is Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I'm going to have to say that's going to be correct, Sam. I mean, I guess there wasn't an awful lot of drama there. I mean, what the hell was that? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. It's his farewell year tour, if you want to call it, and he has to come big. I don't know what happened.
Well, yeah. Remember when Jordan went over to who was he with? The Washington Wizards. Or I can't remember. Wizards. I don't think it's quite that bad yet, but I think the best quote I read on that is Aaron Rodgers looked like a guy that spent the off season recording game shows and vacationing in Hawaii and desperately trying to get traded out of town.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that is not a Commissioner one. I got that off of ESPN or something, but I was like, Yeah, that's pretty dead on.
Yeah.
I go another way. We'll keep his teammate in there, Aaron Jones. I mean, it was a team effort. I mean, he comes in with 1 point. That's not exactly what you drafted there, huh? 1 point against New Orleans Saints. That's good stuff. And then I'm going to finish it out with a couple of Falcons. One's still there, one's not. But Julio Jones. I mean, I love Julio, but he cost his team, I guess. I mean, Tennessee was garbage all day, but they're throwing a fit about something he did and whatever. I mean, it's like Julio's not allowed like one temper tantrum in his life when he realized he plays for the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill now, who actually strangely might be a slight upgrade over my last bet of the week. And one man turned apparently 64 years old and decimated the entire offensive potential of the Atlanta Falcons this year. That would be Matt Ryan.
Jeez,
I mean, that offensive line was bad that day, no question about it. But, I mean, it doesn't take much to get pressure on him. And I thought that offense was supposed to be, kind of exciting and good. And, like, I don't have him on my team. I got Calvin Ridley. But, I mean, Matt Ryan can't get the ball to anybody. And you thought they'd be, like, playing catch-up all day. And, I mean, even the damn kicker who I took, who – I just got his like golden last year. He's worth 6 points. It's just, I mean, Matt Ryan, dude, the Falcons. Atlanta sports hurt me in general. I'm going to see the Braves on Friday, but they're in the process of tanking. So, you got any other fudge you thinking about throwing in there, Sam?
I mean, I want to throw in Zeke, but supposedly Tampa Bay is the number one rushing defense. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. My question is, and it's probably true, but here's the thing. Haven't we been making up excuses and listing excuses for why Zeke sucked for like 3 straight years now? I mean, that's like 48 games. It's not like the entire universe does not line up against Zeke every single week. I mean, it's always something. He's missing a guard or, he had a bad night. It's always some crap with Zeke. I mean, at some point you just got to say, Jerry Jones has doubled down on stupid. He drafted him 4th, which was a waste on a running back. And then he gave him $100 million. So, Zeke, I'm not a fan, and I'm not giving you any excuses. Yeah, I know you can't get any yards when you don't run the ball, but then again, if you're going to pay a guy $100 million to not run the ball against good defenses, then what the hell's the point, Sam?
Yeah, exactly. But, well, we'll see what happens, I'm
being nice. I would love to put him on the list, but there'll be better weeks to put Zeke on this list where he just, he's playing against the – God knows who, and he fumbles the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
That's coming. So, All right. So we got a new one I want to go with here, Sam. Since I'm making this up on you as we go, I got a little start of the week and a little. I'm calling it the sit-aster disaster. I don't know. We're going to have to work on that. But start of the week.
Do it.
So
this is the commissioner's advice, right? Is this the commissioner's advice for this week? Is that it?
Well, no. The start of last week.
Last week.
Of last week.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we should just call this the Pay Award. He just usually pulls some obscure guy that nobody's heard of off the trash heap out there for 1 week, and the guy goes off for like 46. But we're actually not going to give it to him this week. And then the Sitaster, trademark, Gang Green 2021, and you can also sue me for that, is the guy left on your bench that made you look kind of silly this week. So highly subjective, but only so much. So we already talked about him, and we'll give it up to Jameis Winston just because, everybody collectively laughed at Todd when he drafted Jameis, in the 6th round, which still was a bad draft pick. I mean, we're like, well, that was random. I think you could have waited till 3 weeks from now to make that pickup. But, for 1 week anyway, we'll give him props. That was a nice move. And who knows? Maybe Sean Payton turns him into a good quarterback. I mean, God knows. Jameis Winston was used to have a pretty good pedigree, but he's, kind of fallen off in recent years. So you never know, right?
Yeah.
And for my, quote, Sitaster for the week here, Sam, this one's a little easy, but I'm going to take a look. Let's go check out the Hart Foundation here. And I'm going to look at Justin Jefferson, Julio Jones, and CeeDee Lamb, and I've got a total of 30 points. And then I'm looking down there on the bench to a guy who lost by about 30. But, I don't know if this would have worked or not, but Deebo Samuel against the Detroit Lions does not rate as a start over CeeDee Lamb against Tampa, who is his best receiver, or Julio Jones in Tennessee. So Deebo Samuel, 39 points, just rotting on the bench there. Next to Joe Mixon, too, although I won't give him too much shit for that one because, one, I mean, what the hell do I know? I scored 76 points. And two, Najee Harris and Christian McCaffrey, I guess you can go with it. I do wonder if 17 is the new norm for McCaffrey, though. But, I guess you can go solid. They don't look like they're going to use him. But Deebo Samuel, 39 points on the pine, outscoring. I mean, if we just want to have fun with numbers, we're going to say he outscored Najee Harris, Justin Jefferson, Julio Jones, and CeeDee Lamb all together. Nice sound start there. It was a sitaster. You like my sound effect?
There we go. I'll make sure to add echoes to that. I'll add echoes.
Yes, please do. A sitaster. So it's where it's basically the part of the show where the commissioner gets to second guess you, as if I know anything.
Yeah.
And finally, for our last feature of the week, Tim, I think we want to do what we call the team of the week. So let's focus on one team really quickly coming out of the draft. And, bro, I got to give it up to one guy here this week because why not? We missed him for years, and we're only going to do this once. Once we talk about you once, it never shall be spoken of again. But let's give it up to the Super Flukies this year. He is our defending champion, and we missed him very much while he was gone for a couple of years, and we're super happy to have him back anyway. But my Lord, 184, huh?
Yeah, he's back in it. He didn't miss a beat.
The only problem is he was highly inefficient, dude. I mean, 79.7, he had 231 points there he could have gone with,
Yeah.
I mean, Saquon, dude. I don't know about Saquon. I know. I suppose that Saquon is like the new Zeke. If you get drafted by an NFC East team in the top 10, then it's a cosmic occurrence against you, that it's always not your fault. So Denver does have a good defense. Yes, we know. I think it was set up for the pass to stop Mahomes and Herbert. But either way, they were playing from the who knows? But that was about the one knock on the team. But Brady and Mahomes, man, what do you think of that, man?
That's crazy. I mean, I look, I'm the biggest Tom Brady hater there is, but I got to give it to him. He's good. Last year he was good.
Well,
last year he was good too. So.
He is good. He's mastered the 300-yard in the air, 25-yard pass too. So he's got a lot of talent on that team, though, does he not?
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, great defense, great receivers.
You got Antonio Brown as allegedly a third option in the receiving game, and the Gronk, and the two guys that are still in the prime of their career, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Although Godwin needs to. He needs to stay healthy. Both those guys do. But it's just, Mahomes and Brady, you're rolling. The running backs are good. He's got Melvin Gordonson over there. He can mix and match those guys. I'm sure Barkley will have better games. They do play the Cowboys soon. Who knows about Edwards-Helaire? I mean, that game, the only thing that disturbs me about Mahomes is, at any point, is anybody other than Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce going to have a big game? But I guess as long as they keep having big games, life's good, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at his receivers, though. Antonio, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. It's just a night. It was just, and this is all Deontay Johnson sitting on the bench. This is all coming out of the number one slot. I think he gave himself a chance to, at least, you need a lot of things to fall your way to win championships in this league. But one of the first things you need to fall your way is having a really nice draft. I'm going to say you had a really nice draft. You had a hell of a nice week one. 184, man. Welcome back. You just picked up. I mean, on Christmas, Kamara ran for 115 touchdowns, and, he just picked right up where he left off, man. So, Super Flukies, team of the week, man.
Super Flukies.
And just, as a note, we will, when we get down late in the season, I mean, at some point we're going to have to talk about lane team. So we'll save Gang Green for week 11, when it's talking about how everything went wrong in one season. So, but Super Flukies. And then next week, Sam, if you got any questions you want to throw out there, and maybe here and there we'll get a guy on the phone. Other than that, I think that's it, my brother.
That is it. Thank you very much, Commissioner. And how can they send the Venmo to you, Rob?
Although, man, it's like a record for payments this year. Keep them coming. Yeah, Venmo's the preferred method.
And I'll make sure to post the Venmo in the link, and we should be good for it. And again, I'm Sam and Rob, and good luck this week. Waiver wire is tomorrow morning, right, Rob?
Yes, sir. Noon every Thursday except for Thanksgiving. Good luck, guys.
Awesome. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.